Hello, this is Ekaterina Smirnova, and today we are painting autumn in watercolor. The colors you will need are ultramarine, yellow ochre, brown madder, and hooker's green. We will start with wetting the paper with just water. Make sure everything is nicely moist. When you're done, start mixing your first color, which is yellow ochre. Autumn always has a lot of yellow color. That's why we will paint the background with yellow and also blue for the sky. So while the paper is moist, it is very easy to spread your first color. And on the top, you will apply French ultramarine and blend it nicely with the yellow color. Try to remove the connection between two colors before they're turning into green. I would also apply more of the warmer yellow color, which is a mix of the brown matter and yellow ochre. When there is too much moisture on your brush, collect it with a regular kitchen paper towel. Once you're done applying the first layer, make sure that your paper will dry completely. When the paper is fully dry, take a generous amount of yellow ochre and start applying it on the paper, forming shapes of the golden-leaved trees. You don't need to care about the details. You don't need to paint each leaf individually. Just make a body overall. I am going to speed up this video so you can see the progress. And not only am I using one color, I'm now mixing different colors. For example, brown matter, which is basically red, and some green. And it is good to blend colors together. This makes a more interesting painting. This painting represents the middle of autumn. That's why there is still some of the green grass on the ground. This time I am painting a road that goes across the open field. The color is green for the grass, and I'm of course following the rules of the perspective. The further the road goes, it becomes one line, and the closer it is more open. And you can see the colors I'm using are not only one individual color green, but I'm also mixing in a little bit of brown matter as well. I like to use textures of the paper as my advantage, and if the brush is not too wet, you can try to catch the texture by dragging your brush sideways. I always have little paper next to me so I can test before actually applying colors on the painting. You probably noticed that I do not have black color in my palette. The reason is because I can mix it myself by taking intense colors of brown matter, green and blue. I can create a very dark color which will represent the darkest black. With this color, I will be painting the shade of the forest. In the contrast with intense yellow, it creates a beautiful effect. The reason why I didn't paint this color right straight after the yellow color of the trees is because I did not want my colors to blend. So I had to wait for the first layer of the yellow to dry. That's why I was painting the foreground, the grass and the road. Now that my trees are dry, I can move on to the dark color. So if you think that your trees are not dry yet, it is better to wait. Or perhaps use a hair dryer to help it to dry faster. And again, did you notice I'm mixing in different colors, blending blue with dark green, adding more red. This makes it a much more complex and more creative artistic painting. Adding details on a foreground as well also helps to improve the painting greatly. From the beginning till the end, it took me about 30 minutes to complete this painting. Of course, you can spend more time working on the painting. However, I recommend you not to spend too much time because I don't like you to get into details too much. The more loose and more free the painting is, in my opinion, it is a more successful one. You're not making an illustration, you are creating an artwork. Keep in mind that when the watercolor dries, it becomes not as intense and bright as when you applied it and it was still wet. So it is okay to continue on adding deeper and more intense colors when you see that they became not as bright. So intensifying some details is a good idea. This painting is almost complete. As usual for autumn landscape, the sky is very transparent and golden. The leaves are very rich and colorful, and overall feel is very exciting, and it's almost like a holiday. The final touches to make some of the brighter details a little more deeper and make it more three-dimensional, adding a little more color for the road. And here we go. This is our autumn painting in watercolor.